Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover. Man and Machine take on Mother Nature down here at beautiful Haulover Inlet, and our first boat of the day is going to be the Joker, blasting its way through Haulover. But as you can tell here, it's pretty rough, but this crew makes easy work of it, takes a win for the boats. But let's see how the rest of our captains fare. And of course, the Joker easily took a win as our first boat of the session, but here in the second round, the boats are going to toss a Sentry in the ring to go ahead and see if they can keep that momentum going. But here we go, round two, ring the bell. And our crew is working their way out. We've got some bow riders, and they're taking it slow. That is typically not a good combination, especially on a day like today down here at Haulover, where you can tell it is firing in the inlet. That current has those waves stacking up. It's not so bad once you clear out, but until you get clear of those last set of rollers out here in this current, you never know what's gonna happen, as our crew learns right there as they wind up taking a wave over the bow. Here we can see the wave just stacks up on them. They come down, nosedive right into it, get that water coming over the front of the bow, but of course it probably didn't help having all this weight in the bow. Everybody in the boat except for the captain and the one other person standing at the helm with him are in the bow, adding additional weight, but also forcing the captain to have to come out slow enough where he can't get that bow up. And of course, they wind up taking the wave, and unfortunately that means for this crew in the second round, this vessel's gonna wind up taking a loss for the boats, as we see right here. They wind up nosediving down, and of course everybody winds up getting absolutely drenched. But let me know in the comments on this one, do you guys think this one could have easily been avoided had some people moved back to the stern of the boat instead of stacking all the weight up in the bow of the vessel? And that's going to bring us to the third round of our competition, and we are now tied at 1 apiece. And here in the third round, the boats are going to toss a skater in the ring to see if they can find a way to climb back up and get ahead of the inlet. And this one might be an easy one. The skater's got the throttles open, riding on top of the water, and it's just going to skip right across the top of all those waves and makes quick, easy work of Haulover as this crew winds up blasting straight out of the inlet. No issues, and this just shows you if you can get up on top sometimes, things are easy and they take a win for the boats in the third round. And that's going to move us to the fourth round of our contest. The boats have the 2-to-1 edge, and here in the fourth round, the boats are going to toss a Mako in the ring to see if they can go ahead and try and close this one out early. And here we go, our crew is working their way out of the inlet, and again, similar mistake as we saw earlier. We've got crew in the bow of the boat, forcing us to roll out of Haulover slowly, not really able to get the boat moving in the correct direction to try and keep that bow up. But let's see how this one fares if they'll wind up making it out. Our crew in the bow looks a little shaky already though, as they're starting to go up and down, especially our girl on the starboard side, as she's kind of bouncing around as this boat rolls with the waves, and there she goes, down. Unbelievable, the boat comes smacking down, and our girl just winds up landing on the bench, and the next thing we know, right here we're gonna see it in a second, she's gonna pop up in the air and smack right down onto the deck. And unfortunately for this crew, that one's gonna leave a mark, and she's gonna feel it for a bit as that one's gonna hurt. But speaking of leaving a mark, this one's gonna leave a mark for the boats in the L column as well, as we're now going to move into the fifth and final round of our contest, and we are tied at 2 apiece. But who will take the win in this episode? Will it be the boats or Haulover? Let's find out now, as the boats are gonna toss a cigarette in the ring to try and close it out and see if they can sneak out the win. So our crew is moving, those throttles are opened up, the boat is up on plane, we've got crew waving their hands, but you can tell things have really picked up down here at Haulover. We've got the white caps in the background right now, letting you know it's a little different game than it was a little earlier in the day. They wind up smacking a wave right there, taking a little blast of spray, but other than that, this crew looks really solid, gets a little air, gets the right throttle on this one, and they're gonna easily wind up working their way into Haulover and taking a win for the boats and taking the win in this episode. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, does some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.